I feel when I realize I'm muted. Um, this is the one that I've been playing. This is just the intro. This is where the music that I let play while I wait is from. Like while I get everything set up. That is because the 3DS it can have videos on it just fine and play them at decent quality, but having a higher res game is something that it is less capable of. I actually haven't checked if the new one has an intro because I only played it the one time. I assume it does, because like why wouldn't it? But I don't know what it looks like. Okay, now we get to go be a tailor, which means that we hopefully get better crafting clothes. I don't remember if there's crafting specific armor in this. I feel like the answer is probably yes. Oh wait, what am I doing? I forgot something important. Even though from their perspective, it's only been a few seconds, from our perspective, it's been several hours. You know, it's been like more than 16 hours. It's a whole new day. We have to pet the friend. We have to pet the pets, you know? The children need attention. Look at how much better friends we are with Cookie now, because we're petting him. Okay, 5 pets for Cookie. Now 5 pets for Rubechi. I need every single game to let me pet the animals in it. I'm not biased at all. I gave them both 5 pets. Yeah, every single game should let me pet the animals. The point system? Oh, our bliss. Not that high. Because we made all of that money, and because we haven't reached the next threshold for making money, I'm pretty sure it'll be 1 million. Making that money gave us a lot of bliss, which jumped us a few tiers, right? But that also means that now the amount of bliss that we're getting from mastering more lives is just not doing a whole lot for us. Like, oh, bliss check, it's not gonna get us to the next level of bliss. You know, we got 100 from becoming an apprentice blacksmith and apprentice carpenter. We need 450 to get to the next one, so yeah, 1 million. I mean, look at how much money we have. We have 187,000 dosh now. The dragon is much later. That's DLC. I have to practically beat the game to get to that. I don't know at what point you can access that, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be pretty late in the game. Anyway, time to be a tailor. As per usual, we'll ignore all the other things and just do more tailoring. Okay, so we need a lot of dandelion puffs and a lot of straw thread. I don't want to have to give up a pet later though. That makes it sound so heartless. Gonna look at sorbet. Oh my gosh, you're actually saying it. Gonna look at sorbet and be like, you're temporary. You're just a placeholder. And then get rid of her. That's not fostering. If you go through adoption paperwork and then give someone back to the state, you did not foster it. That's not the same thing. Okay, let's make some dandelion cotton. What Sorbet needs is a family that won't ever abandon her, and that's not us, I'm sorry. That's what Sorbet needs to feel normal again. Is a family that won't ever abandon her, not a family that will abandon her for the first cute baby dragon they see. I mean, having an odd number of animals before divorce does sound like a recipe for disaster. Okay, let's craft this shit in bulk now. Sure, we can say that, but we'll all know the truth. Also, I do think it's really funny that in tailoring, they have the same minigame twice. It's the only one that does that, I'm pretty sure. Unless alchemy does, I forget. Oops, wrong thing. I mean, hopefully. We'll at least have pants that aren't leather. We'll at least have the regular clothes. Instead of just armor. Getting the third animal spot was a mistake. Clearly. Should have chosen not to get it. Should have gotten more storage instead. That's what I should have done. I just wanted to check if it was a requirement. I mean, it sure was an ultimatum. The worst part is if I make a clip out of that one, because I didn't say it when I did it, I'll have to include in the clip like a note that I just unmodded you. Look, you gave me an ultimatum, and so I chose. Yeah, but the sword is gone only works if someone's like pretty familiar with Twitch chat, right? It doesn't work as a joke if someone isn't familiar with Twitch chat, is the problem. Which makes it work as a clip on Twitch, but not anywhere else. And the primary purpose of clips to me is to post them elsewhere. Zoom in on it. I mean, also an option. I'll definitely need to do something if I make a clip out of that one, though. I'm gonna actually add a marker right there on the VOD. Because I like that. I liked that joke. It was fun. Okay, I'm out of dandelion cotton. Now we need to make woven straw fabric. No. Don't you want to at least be able to look at all the other pets? I don't think we can if our pet thing is full. That's actually one of the big reasons why I got the third slot. How'd you overlap them like that? Is that just a weird thing about the size of my chat on my computer? It is, because on the stream it doesn't show overlapped. Weird. I didn't know that that could happen. I'll take a screenshot for you. That's what that looked like to me. Thus my confusion. No sorbets allowed. Oh, that reminds me, I forgot. I got distracted by the opening thing, so I forgot to do what I... That's weird. Why can I not... Let me refresh the page. There we go. Oh, that's good. It's not making you react, so maybe it was just that watermelon doing something weird to you. Anyway, I'm gonna run an ad so that way there's not pre-roll on. Not that anyone... I try and run ads if I know that there's no one here who's even gonna... who's even gonna get the ad, right? So that way pre-roll will be off for people to show up. You got added? I was gonna be like, you shouldn't. You're subscribed. The whole, like, one of the biggest perks of that is that you don't get ads. And the emotes, but it's mostly the ads thing. Especially since I only have like 7 emotes, so most of them are free. Is it 7 or 6? I forget. Bum, 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 bum. But yeah, it's a relatively low energy day. We're just chillaxing. It is too warm in this room for me to have high energy. That is very sweet. I did notice that, thank you. I would thank you more if there was anyone here to listen to it. Alas, there's not. But I appreciate the thought. By showing you what? Sorbet is not short for surgery. Excuse you? What do you mean? She does doctor work on the side. Yeah, this is sorbet. We call her that because sweet doctor surgery was a little too long, so we shortened it to just sorbet. You know, we thought it made sense as a clear shortener for that longer name. But why would I need someone else to heal me? I can do that myself. I know healing magic. I can even heal in an area. Yeah, exactly. So we had to shorten it, really, because people were being weird about it. Okay, so I need a bunch of string and wooden buttons. So string and wooden buttons is what we're gonna go fetch. I will not be showing you sorbet. Sorbet will not be shown in the near future. Yo, we made it up to 11 all? Heck yeah. Fine. There's Sorbet. Bye-bye, Sorbet. Also, you're wrong about which two birds we're dating. This is Ubechi's actual girlfriend. Look, you can deny it all you want, but this is the love of Ubechi's life right here. Just because you think she would look better with Sorbet does not mean that she loves Sorbet. And you can't force that. Her actual feelings on Sorbet is that Sorbet's stinky. Sorbet bad and stinky. That's what Ubechi actually feels towards Sorbet. Sorbet only confided in me last night after you went to sleep. That's why I didn't bring it up before. Going on strike from what? Also, I forgot my water. Fuck. I'll have to go get that in a minute. Yo, sneaking's level 11. 4 more levels and we're done. I'll never have to do this again. I can just dash. You're going on strike for... Oh, you unmodded yourself. I see. Am I gonna be able to make a Gi Gets Unmodded compilation? Because that sounds pretty funny. I don't think it makes for good content, but I'd make it because it amuses me. I'm sure I'll need leather string eventually. The buttons and regular string are probably over here. There's wooden buttons, and here's regular string. Context is actually bad always. Never context. Context is a mistake. Yeah, you'll sit down for it. I understand. If you boycott the stream, you won't ever see Ubechi again, though. So. Ubechi will just be gone. If you're not here to fight for her, you don't get to take her in the divorce, though. So. Another shirt made. Making all the shirts. So many shirts. There's more shirts to be made at the end of the day. So many more shirts to be made. Hey, at least I made a top quality one. Not that it matters. We're not even allowed to wear this piece of equipment. We can't even put it on. We're just banned. I petition all games ever to stop gendering equipment. Especially shirts. I get so annoyed when I see like a shirt that looks nice and doesn't look like super gendered, and they're like, only this gender can wear it. And it's like, the fuck are you on? What do you mean? I've seen shirts in that style in both the men and women's sections of JC Penney's. And if they can get it right, what excuse do you have? They're not exactly progressive. Like, if the department store will sell it to both without comments, then what reasoning could a video game have for dividing them? Never subbing again. Because I refuse to give you sorbet? That's cold. That's cold right there. The crafting mayhem continues. Making so many not top quality things because my skill level's not high enough yet. Why do I feel tired? I have slept so much. I actually know why. It's because this room is like pleasantly warm. Not hot, but it's like that perfect level of warmth for napping. You know what I mean? And that's like, that makes it so hard to not just want to take a nap. It is just the perfect temperature for it. Because I don't have sorbet. You know what? Fine. We will go get sorbet, and then we will give her up every time we want to go see a different set of pets. I'll check, actually. I'll go get sorbet just to check if I can still look at pets when I'm full on pets. And if so, what he says. Is he like, why are you shopping around? You don't have space for more? I'm doing this for science. I could get a second Ubechi, actually. Call her Robechi too. Sorbet. I'll have your new pet delivered straight to your room. Yup. Pet, please. You already have a pet or two at home. You need more than that? How about you focus on your current pet situation before adding to the menagerie? Yeah, okay. Yeah, we in fact cannot get more pets until we give up sorbet now. We can't even look. Can't even window shop anymore. So when we get to other towns and we can see their pets available, we're gonna have to give up sorbet for a few days. Just to look at the other pet selections. That's okay. My God. We're gonna send Sorbet to the shelter just to look at other options. And then she'll get used to being left there when we want to go look at other things. So she'll assume that we're always going to come back for her. And then when we get the dragon, we just won't. It'll be great. We'll simply leave her there forever. Please save me from this. I hate doing the timing one. Why does Taylor have to have it as 2 of its things? There were better options. There could have been 2 mashing mini games here, 2 hold mini games. Why the timing one? Why is that the one that got doubled up? Why is it the one that's actually effort that got doubled up? Coconut vanilla does sound like something that would smell good, so I'm not sure what's surprising about that. Like, that just sounds like something that would smell good. Like, it's not something I would want to smell like, as in, like, I wouldn't use it for soap or anything, but like, it does sound like it'd be a good smell to have. Like, I wouldn't mind if it was a candle. I don't think it was Snappy, but I also don't remember what it was. Snappy the Snapdragon. This is a jazz club. It's Snappy the Snapdragon because it's applauding us. Sure. I'm gonna go with sure. He bites. Okay. You haven't even seen the dragon options yet. Maybe you won't like any of them. I actually already know you don't like one of them. Cause Chompy is one of the dragon options. Chompy is in fact a baby dragon. And you thought Chompy was ugly? You told me to kill Chompy, to be specific. Wasn't able to see it clearly. So you were just crying for blood? You didn't even check. That could have been Ubechi. Then again, you do tell me to cook Ubechi regularly. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised. At the time that you said that, it was actually overcome by darkness. That's when you were encouraging me to kill it. Look, this is a secret between me and all the not Gi people watching. So Gi, don't listen for a second. Shut your ears. Ubechi isn't actually a phoenix. I'm just buying a new bird every time. Anyway, you can now listen again, Gi. Don't worry about it. What was said. Nothing important was said at all. So you don't gotta worry about it even a little bit. I don't know why he is saying that. Oh, can't wait to get to the Highland top. Is anything in here actually like good to wear though? Are there any special effects anywhere? Oh, I see focus boosts. That's good. So there's the artisan set. That gives me a stat boost. I don't know what you're talking about. Where'd you hear that? Because that doesn't sound like something I would do. Personally. No, it's not. You're fibbing. There's no way that you would ever be sneaky. In order to get your sneak to 15, you'd have to actually grind your sneak up, and I know you don't do that. You're very anti-grinding. What emotional distress? What emotional distress have you had to endure recently? I've done nothing to you. I will actually leave you with the pets in a second though, just because I am getting thirsty from all the, you know, talking and shit. And I did in fact leave my water downstairs. And I would like to go get it. So I will drop you off with the pets for a moment while I go obtain water. Is that way you have cute things to look at? Because this just in, humans need water. Ubechi and Sorbet are on a date and Cookie is the chaperone. Or not. Are they not on a date? Do they actually hate each other? Was I right? Look at this. They're almost as far away as it's possible to be. Like, what's going on? Sorbet blames me for the divorce. Specifically an anime misunderstanding, not a misunderstanding of any other kind. I will pet each of them no, I have pet Ubechi a third time. I have to pet them each a third time. No, they're doing something even worse than looking at each other. They're just barely not looking at each other. So like in the corner of each other's eyes type vibes. Where they're looking but acting like they're not. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some water. I have returned. We can, in fact, just get a bigger house. Just so you know, Guy, that is an option. That's what we're saving up all this money for. Anyway, pet them all one more time. It is indeed. It does not increase the amount of pets we can have now. I'll do that later. Are you actually going to use these pics for making emotes or anything? Like, is this going into art? Okay. I was just curious if it was going to art, if you just wanted to be able to look at them fondly. Eventually. Okay. I mean, you've got plenty of time before I finish the game at this rate, so... I mean, the easy trick when you're busy is to just be less busy. That's what I do personally. It is a cute workshop. I do like the tailoring workshop the best, color-wise. Both the blacksmith and the woodworking areas feel like super basic. My favorite outfit? In this game as a whole, I don't know. I've seen so few of the potential outfits. Especially since so many of them are gendered. But then I wouldn't be allowed the male outfits. Like, there's no winning. You don't know that? You haven't even seen them. Okay, so in this game you can only choose man or woman, but in the new game you can in fact choose to be non-binary. They have a non-binary gender. Although they kind of divorce the genders in it from like man, woman in general. I mean, it is the better game. There's no doubt. Heck yeah. But yeah, although they call the non-binary gender mysterious, the mysterious gender, and I think that's hilarious. Cool. I think there's some. I'm trying to remember what the other two are. I think it's graceful is the femme gender. And then I forget what the mask gender is. I know, right? I was like, man, that's great marketing for the non-binaries. Cause man, I want to be the mysterious gender. Mulan has been telling me my whole life that I'm supposed to be the mysterious gender. Mulan, yeah. Mysterious is the dark side of the moon. Oh, for sure. Like, he was down either way. If Mulan had actually been a guy, Shang was about to write a bunch of poems about how Ping's touch was better than any woman's. You know, like, and then historians were gonna look at that later and go, they weren't. Yeah, exactly. And they were roommates. Were roommates? They were not. Bum 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 bum. Sometimes. It depends on the friend. Like, I definitely have friends that I flirt with. And then I definitely have friends that I just don't. Sure. I feel like there's a story behind that one. At first I thought it was just a random question. Now it feels like there's a story there. Oh, that's fair. It probably isn't. Do not try and tell a non-content friendly story. And like cut out the bad parts. Just tell me later. It's fine. Yo, all scissors, all button mash, all day, all the time. Easy. If you really want to tell me the story right now, just text it to me over Discord. Yo, more scissors, more button mash. We love button mashing. Hate being precise. Born to button mash, forced to be precise. Honestly, sewing sounds fun. What do you mean the whipping noises? That? That's just the sound of fabric being whipped around at high velocities as we tailor at the speed of sound. Is that not what it sounds like when you sew things? That's what it sounds like when I sew things together. I mean, depends which side of the whip I'm on. I'm only into being on one side of it, not the other. Where's the cross? Why would you need a cross? Yo, that's another tailoring thing done on our garment tailoring's up to level 5. I'm pretty sure Ubechi in fact would approve. In fact, Ubechi does approve. I know that, psychically? Yeah, psychically. Although Ubechi also just doesn't understand. I'm very curious what you think their personalities are. Hopefully one day soon I can actually take them into the field of combat. Because then we'll be able to see their personalities better. When they destroy their enemies. That's how you know who someone really is. There are 3 things you need to know who someone is. How they treat those they like, how they treat those they're indifferent to, and how they treat those they don't like. You really looked at the pink one and went, yup, that's the girly girl who's also kind of a ditz, but is like super kind. You really looked at Sorbet and went, you're a stereotype, babe. I mean, a little clumsy? Is that not what you mean by a little clumsy? That's what I would assume a little clumsy means. Okay, I guess there's a slight difference, but it's not a big one. Speaking as someone who is clumsy, I promise you they go together. Like, I promise. No, being girly isn't what makes her ditzy, it's being clumsy. I stand by what I said about them going together. And I'll apply that to you too, don't test me. I'll apply it to me, I'll apply it to you. I'm not gonna stop. Just a little bit airheaded. You know what I mean? A little forgetful, a little, like the kind of person who walks into a room and goes, what was I in here for? The kind of person who has those kinds of experiences regularly. Yeah, but I'm just telling you, you can You can make her only clumsy, but not ditzy, but I'm telling you, they go together in real life. I've never met someone who wasn't both. And I'm definitely both. Like, either they're not one or they're both. I'm biased? Maybe. I'm out here being biased against clumsy people. They can only be clumsy the way I'm clumsy. If they're not clumsy the way I'm clumsy, are they even clumsy? Type vibe. I resent that. Yo, we're making some puffy shorts, and we're gonna have to wear them because they're better for our stats. They give us focus. They make us a better crafter. So this is just life now. Oh, were you gonna ban yourself? Too bad. I have not yet given you your mod powers back since you unmodded yourself last time. Sure. Sorry, you have to type out the whole name. Not just part of it. Also, are you really out here using /ban as a command? Who does this? I click people's names. Click people's names like I'm clicking heads in a shooter. When was the last time I played a shooter with a mouse and keyboard? I'm legitimately trying to think. I almost always play them with controller. That's how I grew up playing them. It's hard to beat muscle memory, even if I know that mouse and keyboard's like better. I think Warframe was the last third-person shooter I played that way. Do not actually ban yourself. Stop making work for me. I'm busy making shorts. Don't make work for me. Fine. I will let you find out if you can ban yourself. If you ban yourself, I will unban you. Oh, what? Did you find out that you could not? Doesn't even show up on stream? What do you mean? I'm guessing you typed ban, the slash ban command and then your name. So it just doesn't show up for you at all? Or it doesn't show up in the chat for anyone else? That tracks. I'd be surprised if commands did, actually. That'd be annoying. If that kind of command showed up. But anyway, if you use the ban command, it clearly didn't work. Because, you know, you're still talking in the stream. So, I guess we found out, we confirmed that it will not, in fact, do anything. See the mod comment? You know where to see a mod comment. I see. Wait, I just realized I can delete the mod comment off you. What mod comment? There's no mod comment here. Okay, I need cute ribbon and Castile blooms, more cute ribbons, more Castile blooms. Okay. And I need to equip the gear I just got. The artisan's gear. Okay, first of all, that's what a Castile shirt looks like. Unfortunately, we can't even look at Castile blouse. I'm gonna check, actually. Fantasy life. Can you change gender? So it looks like the answer is no. Okay, unfortunately, you cannot change gender in the original game. I kind of want to I'm over here like, but what if I make another character just to see all the female clothes? 'Cause I want to know what they look like. Maybe. I might do it one day. Okay, so that gives me an extra focus. Actually, before I do that, let me equip something else. And so that way I can just look at... sewing is at 38. Before I start doing this, I am increasing my focus by 2. Okay, increasing my focus by 2. Boost it by 1 up to 39. Okay. Wow. I see how it is. Here, I need cute ribbon and pastel bloom. I don't really blame you. Silly D&D things are good content. Wow, making demands after saying you're gonna listen to something else. That's cold right there. Oh, it's the other thing I needed. Cute ribbon. That's what I needed. Hello, shopkeeper. Give me ribbon of the cute variety. You go up to a shopkeeper and you're like, give me ribbon, but only the cute kind. And they're like, all of our ribbon is cute, you asshole. Like, what the fuck? What do you mean only the cute ribbon? So true. Red is like the second best color in existence. Maybe third best, depending on the day. Pet cookie ones. Pet ubechi ones. Pet sorbet ones. Okay, so like these two are always super separated when I enter the room. Do we think it's because they actually avoid each other, or is this they almost got caught kissing thing? You know what I mean? Like were they actually cuddled up a second ago before I started opening the door, and then they split apart as fast as they could? Wait, make it sound as if I'm leaving, and then sneak back. Definitely leaving for sure this time. Just kidding! Aha! The truth is revealed. Anyway. I mean, they're in a room. I sneak. I sneaky snake. You're welcome. Enjoy your silly D&D thing. This room being just the perfect temperature for napping is going to kill me. It's at least going to knock me out. Don't necessarily know that it'll kill me, but it will knock me out one day. So choose a pattern. Choose your fighter. Dun, 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 dun. Oops, I accidentally clicked into it out of habit. I've played too many emulated games where if I don't click into it, the controller just doesn't work. You know? That is just a thing. It's not exactly uncommon either. Okay. Got hit by a yawn. By the big yawn. Big yawn comes for me. Yeah, I don't know how long I'm gonna play today, but I'm gonna at least try and finish Taylor. So that way next time I can finish the fledgling level crafting and move on to doing some story before I do the apprentice level stuff. I was really surprised when in the new game it seems like they got rid of skills, and I'm not super happy with that. Like I think it's fine, but I'm not like happy with it. You know what I mean? It's not my favorite. Like I certainly don't dislike it, but I do like having things to grind. I'm a sucker for like the more things. I think my favorite thing in a game is when I can grind without explicitly just grinding one thing. That's like my favorite thing ever. Like my least, like if I can grind levels and jobs and things all at the same time, I'm a really happy camper. Like I want to do it all at the same time. This is why I don't like grinding the way that it's optimal to job grind in Final Fantasy 3, and think that that game would be better if the job system was such that wasn't optimal. Just because, like, I think the best way for a game to be is to encourage people to actually use skills. That is why all skills should be like possible to grind that way and level up, is because it encourages you to actually use them, which makes you better at the game. Like if you have to actually understand how to use a skill so that way you can grind it, up in level, then you have to actually engage with that part of the game in a way that you wouldn't necessarily otherwise. And you can say, oh, but you should be making like clear places where that skill is better. That only happens if you understand the skill. Like, you get what I mean? Like, whereas if this is a well-known problem with video game design, and that's if something is good enough, a lot of players won't learn how to do better if what they know is good enough to get them through it. People do this in real life too, by the way, about lots of things, right? So when you're making video games, you want to design it such that you're otherwise encouraging them to interface with the game and learn how to do different things, because otherwise they're going to hit a point where what they know how to do isn't good enough. And because they've been ignoring the rest of the system, they hit a wall because they don't know how to use it, right? This is what happens a lot of the time when people discuss, like, man, getting to that boss sure was a wall of difficulty, because whatever strategy they'd been using to get there suddenly failed. And as soon as it suddenly failed, they didn't have an answer. Which is just a thing that happens, right? Like, and sometimes that's the dev's fault, and sometimes it's like they gave you other options and you just never bothered learning how to use them and kept just doing the same strategy even though it was boring. And there's lots of options for how you can encourage players to not do this. And some of them are really good, some of them aren't. Like an example is like, how do games like Devil May Cry get you to actually use more of your options with their grading system, right? Like games of that style, they get you to use more of your options by grading you. Fundamentally, that's how it works, right? And that makes you better at the game. It makes you familiar with what all your options can actually do. So they can give you lots of options, like famously any Devil May Cry game or game like it gives you a ton of different options for how to fight, right? And then when you run into an enemy that needs to be fought a certain way, you're not like, oh, I've never fought this way. You're like, oh yeah, I can do this. It's maybe a little different than what I'm used to, but like I can do it because I've been practicing on all of the enemies to get a higher score. And so that's one of the ways that games can encourage you to do more. Another way is by having there be some kind of grinding reward for using different things. This is the way that speaks to me more personally. I tend to ignore scoring games, so that method doesn't work as well on me. I will use different things when I'm playing a Devil May Cry game, just because I think they look cool. You know, I'll be out here like, I'm using a variety of attacks for funsies, because it's fun to do, inherently. Which is also a strategy that a lot of games will employ, is like, how do you make it just fun to hit different buttons? But that's a lot harder to do and a lot harder to capture everyone with, right? Ideally, you're doing like a combination of multiple things. Like, you should always be trying to do the fun one, but that's not always going to land, so you should have a backup thing that also encourages it, like skill levels that you can grind, or a point system, or I feel like I thought of another example somewhere in there, but I forget what it was now, of like another system that lets you do that. Oh, making your design such from the beginning that you're forcing the use of other things. Like, for example, as turn-based combat goes, I think the best example of this is Final Fantasy X, by far, right? Final Fantasy X forces you to use ranged attacks, physical attacks, and magic attacks, and a second different type of physical attack. Like it forces you to do that through the raw design of the game. And that's very intentional. It's probably the best executed turn-based game outside of Pokemon on making people use different types of attacks. Pokemon is really well executed on making you use different types of attacks. It's just making you use different types of characters entirely, wholesale. But I think, like, in general, also, yo, another just masher, we love it. There's lots of different games that let you do lots of different things, and I think it's important to remember that, like, we want to encourage games to do that various ways, because different methods work on different people. You know what I mean? I'm legitimately about to start a new character just to be able to wear the femme-only stuff too. It's so tempting. I want to know what it looks like. And it's not the same to look up a picture. Maybe I will at some point. If I do, that one will be off stream. And I'll just turn on the stream one day and I'll be like, by the way, here's this character who's caught up. Don't worry about it. I just didn't feel like talking that day. That'll be the character I play on days I don't feel like talking, actually. But just so that way I can try out all the outfits. Um, I do legitimately, like, I want game devs to understand that they should just let me have fun with fashion. Okay, and like, I'm not even a person who's that into fashion, even in video games. Like, don't get me wrong. I have fun with it, but I'm the person who has like one outfit per like season of my life in video games, right? Like, I have one outfit that I like from Final Fantasy 14 Endwalker, and it's the one I wear all the time. I don't wear anything else. I just don't. I have like one outfit for some very general situations of each kind, and that's it. Like, I'm never gonna be that person with 20 glamours, and yet it still adds so much joy to me to be able to look at different outfits to help me pick that one outfit. And like, there are people who care so much more than me about fashion in video games. There are people who really care. Like, I have friends on Final Fantasy 14 who are like, man, 20 glamour plates isn't enough. I need like 50. You know, like, and even then, if they actually had 50, they'd be like, this doesn't feel like enough either. Like, they just want to save as many glamours as possible. They're out here like, I want to save all the glamours, every glamour. There is no end to the glamour, and I don't really blame them. I think that can be a lot of fun in games that have art styles that are pretty. I'm not super into all the fashion stuff in this game. I cannot wait to play more Fantasy Life I though, and do the fashion, both because it has a glamour system with different slots and everything, but also just because that game is prettier, right? Like, the new game is pretty because it's not made for a it's not made for a handheld, right? But I do think that that's like a relatively cheap way to make your game more enjoyable is to give players more freedom in what they wear in your game from the outfits that you've already made. Like, I'm not saying that every game needs to have 200 outfits. I think it's an improvement to a game, but I think there's like reasonable limitations of like every one of those outfits is more modeling, right? It's more 3D modeling that you have to do, and that gets expensive over time, you know? But if you've already done the 3D modeling, if you've already done the hard part, the expensive part, let me wear the outfit. I don't care what a gender that my character is. I don't want to have to make a whole nother character just to know what the outfit looks like on women. That's the other thing that really bothers me in games, is when the outfit is entirely different, but it's the same piece of clothing. Don't do that. Don't do that. Like, that is a mistake right there. In my humble opinion. There's so many things to make. Next is low top shoes. We're gonna make them though. Just watch me. Ba-doop, ba-doop. Easy game, easy life. Oops, I accidentally moved the bottom window a little bit, so now I have to reposition it. There we go. I did a little oopsie. Not that I have it perfectly fitting on my thing over there either. Like, I'm aware that it's overlapping slightly. I just don't care. Um, you know what I mean? I just don't care that much. I look at my overlay sometimes and like, that could be better. But on the other hand, if I have energy, I could just stream more. And I feel like that's probably a better use of my time. It's certainly a more fun use of my time. You know, like it's a more entertaining use of my time for absolute certain. It may or may not be the best use of my time, but it is the more fun use. And ultimately, unless this one day becomes a job, like full becomes a job, I'm not gonna worry all that much about what's the best thing to do, right? I'm just having fun. Until such time as I have like enough subscribers that I can pay myself minimum wage to do this for 40 hours a week, I don't care. You know, if it ever reaches that point, I'll consider it. You know, I'll consider caring a little more about that stuff. Until then, I will do the things I find fun, which is why there will occasionally be video edits and things, because I find that fun to do. I think that's entertaining to me. You know, that's fun to me in a way that other things aren't. Like, I actually kind of enjoyed making highlight videos. If I had the time and energy, I'd probably do it more. Like, I thought it was fun. It's just an unfortunate reality that, like, I do in fact have to work 40 hours a week. And I'm tired all the time. I feel less tired today. Like, I feel more tired today than I did yesterday when I streamed. But less tired than I had been before that. So, that's progress. But yeah, there's lots of things I'd like to do. Like, I liked making highlight videos, and I think making highlight videos made me funnier too. Like, knowing that I was going to be trying to make a highlight out of a stream made me funnier. Made me more entertaining as a streamer because I was trying harder. You know, I was trying a little harder to be entertaining. But yeah, it really is like, there is too much. There are too many other things to do in this life for me to be like, yes, I need to really be working on that. Like, I don't have that dog in me, man. I'm too tired for this. It's wild to realize that there are streamers who are so big that their VOD channel is making enough on its own to be like a full-time job in payment. That's wild, right? Like, to think about. Like, that doesn't make any sense. But like, it's just the way large numbers work, right? If 0.01% of your audience would rewatch all of your streams as VODs, then yeah, that's enough people. If you have more than 1 million people watching your stuff, right? Like, law of large numbers. Doesn't matter if it's a super small percentage of the people watching you. But in order for that to be true, you have to be making truly fuck you amounts of money. You know? Yo, time to make more of the artisan set. I don't have no animal hide, I'll have to go get some. But first, I will make a hat. Because, man, would I love to replace this leather hat. It does not go with the rest of the artisan set at all. I'm not sure that a hat will be better, but it can't be worse looking with this outfit than this hat, right? Hopefully? Here's hoping. I have to say, I'm not too much of a fan of any of the clothes I've worn so far in this game. They're not, like, terrible, but I'm not, like, a fan of them. It's really interesting how I've changed about game clothing over the years too. Final Fantasy 14 and other games that I've played really made me more conscious of like what I was wearing in games. I care a lot more now than I used to. Which isn't to say that I didn't care at all before, but I think my general opinion would be like not caring unless I thought something just looked like way nicer. And I'd be like, ooh, yeah, that's awesome. I want to wear that. But like generally I'd be like very ambivalent. Like I think like if I look back at like the way I've played games with alternate costumes, like the Tales games and stuff, I think the way that I played those was like I would compare the two costumes, pick whichever one I thought was better, and then like not actually care. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how to properly explain that, but I didn't really care that much. Like I cared a little bit, but not very much. It's like a minor caring, a little bit of feeling. Okay, so to explain how my brain got to this thought, I was thinking about Metroid Prime costumes, like the different ways that Samus's suit looks in different Metroid games. And then I was like, you know, thinking of the upgrades, and then I had this thought. Do you ever think that the Chozo were just utterly pissed that every time they prophesied the future, Samus had broken her goddamn suit again? Like, in so many Metroid games, Samus is picking up the same power-ups because her suit broke. Do you think at some point the Chozo were like, how much more durability can we give you, girl? Keep your suit together. We're doing our best, but come on. Because, like, the Chozo really were just... They had to put upgrades on so many different planets for her. So do you ever think they were just like, my god, please hold it together? Do we have to give you Ice Beam for a 5th time? Really? What happened to the other 4 Ice Beams, Samus? Like, just being them must have been hard. It'd be like being the weaponsmith for the legendary hero, and you make a blade of holy light that'll vanquish the darkness or whatever, and then like 2 months later the hero comes back to you and is like, look, it broke, I need another one. And you're like, I made that out of one-of-a-kind legendary materials using all of my know-how and knowledge. What do you mean it broke? What happened? Oh, you know, I got hit by a standard electromagnetic field. How did that break that? In this case, I'm referencing Metroid Prime, because that's how that opens, right? Like, I don't think it's an electromagnetic field, but like the beginning of Metroid Prime, Samus loses her suit in a way that feels very silly when you actually understand how strong that suit is supposed to be. Because it's just like, wait a second, why did it break here? It really shouldn't have. Okay. There we go. I mean, it sure is a hat. But it makes her stats better, so we're wearing it. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Dun, dun. Anyways, we're going out for animal hide, and then you need green flower and red flower as well. So first here for the animal hide. Also, may I just say, I appreciate games like this that are like, yeah, we'll keep the shops open past when it makes sense for them to be, just that way you don't have to deal with them being closed. I appreciate that greatly. Okay, so this doesn't sell those flowers. Huh. Do you sell the flowers? No. I mean, this is a long shot, but flowers? No. Don't tell me I have to pick 10 of each. I have to pick more of those flowers. Do not tell me that that is what I have to do. Go, cafe got some flowers, perhaps? No, okay, well, that makes sense. Would have been surprised. I'm gonna have to look up these flowers, aren't I, to see where they're sold. Okay, what are they called? Assuming they're even sold anywhere, I might actually have to go pick them up. That might actually be a thing I have to do. Which would suck, but, you know, do we gotta do, I guess. I have the expanded shop list here, so I know it's not that. So it's green bells and red bells. I need 5 green bells and 15 red bells. That's all of them I need, right? Yeah. I should have bought more dandelion stuff. Oops. I'll go fix that in a second. So green bell, fantasy life. Fuck. I have to have the mysterious fairy shop in order to have somewhere where I can buy it. Shit. So for right now I can't buy it, which means I have to go find it manually. Okay, for right now, we'll just finish out the, oops, wrong button. Green, went back into X as the confirm button. We'll go back to doing this. Easy game, easy life. I thought, but I don't remember what it was. The biggest thing I think this art style suffers from is just like the way them hands and feet just don't look good. It's not even just that they're blocky, like they are obviously, but it's also just like, I don't know, something about the the way they look low poly makes it feel less like a decision and more like a limitation. You know what I mean? And I feel like when you can make it feel like a decision and not like and not like a limitation, you're in a much better place overall. Like that works a lot better. Heck yeah. Wahoo. Wee-hee. I'm so tired. Tired isn't the right word. I feel so blah. Because it's not like I want to go to sleep or anything. I just feel tired, you know? Maybe I'm just too low on social energy for this. Okay, there we go. Something to continue monologuing about. I think if I had, like, if I had all the energy to do everything I wanted to do, I would do so much. And not just, like, on here, but, like, if I had all the energy to do everything I wanted to do, I'd be doing, like, a lot more volunteering and stuff, too. Like, there's a lot of stuff I want to do that actually has nothing to do with content creation, and has a lot more to do with, like, volunteering out in the world and, you know, making the world a better place. Because that's pretty important to me, but, like, I barely have the energy, physically, have the energy to, like, work a desk job, play video games, and clean up after myself and make food. You know, and that's like the bare minimum. That is the least physical energy you can expend and not need someone else to be picking up the slack or taking care of you. Right? Like that is bare minimum. And I'm like, man, I can barely do that. That's a little energy I have physically. But yeah, hopefully that continues to be corrected. But man, do I feel tired all the time. I'm complaining more about it today because I felt better yesterday. You know what I mean? Like, I had a good day, energy-wise, and now that I'm back to not even as low as I think normally. So, like, I would rate, like, my average energy level out of 10 as, like, a 2 for, like, the last 4 years or so of my life. Maybe a little more. It's hard to really remember when it exactly started, but somewhere around there. I had rated as like a 2 for that stretch of my life. Yesterday I'd say I was at a 5 after that 4 hours of sleep and then coming to stream. And then today I'd say I'm at like a 4, maybe a 3.5. And it feels so much worse just because I had more energy yesterday. Like, that's the most energy I've had in, like, literal years. And so now that I'm back down to, like, a 3.5 out of 10 on energy, I'm like, this feels so bad. How was I existing at this level of energy for so long? Because, like, I've got a full, I looked for work and got a full-time job at this level of energy. And, like, how did I do that, actually? Humans will do what they need to sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you just do things, and it doesn't matter whether you can or not. You know what I mean? And some days you just have to do things. And whether you have the energy or whatever is irrelevant until you literally collapse. You know? Like, until your body literally quits. Whether it feels possible or like you have enough energy is sometimes irrelevant. Yo, level 20 reached, heck yeah. Anyway, because I've been reminded of the existence of that fairy, we will be spending our future bliss on, boosting our, boosting the shops, because I feel like that's where you get the fairy, is from the shops. Or is it from the hairdresser? Shoot, what bliss things unlock what? I might have to look that up. Because I remember getting the fairy was, you get the fairy in a weird way. It was either by expanding the shops, or it was from unlocking the... Yeah, I'm trying to move away from my desk a little bit, and my chair was like, you don't want to move. I know I'm a rolly chair, but that doesn't mean you actually want me to roll. I might stand up just that way I feel a little more awake. Benefits of having a standing desk is that I can do that after all. I hate that this is true, but yeah, sometimes moving really does help you feel more physically awake there and active. Yo, something I'm gonna start doing soon is some kind of like stretches or yoga or something, because recently I was okay, I need to go get some spells. But first I need to apply my status points. Heck yeah. Okay, now we're at 39 plus 3 on sewing. Also plus 5 to fishing, so we'll have to remember that. But this is also a good fishing set. Alright, we should gotta expend everything on sneak real quick. Put it all in sneak, baby. Sneaking around at the speed of snail. No one can find me. One nice thing about it taking less SP is that actually helps it level up pretty fast, because I get XP based on how long I'm doing it. So it really helps the level increase quickly, that it takes less SP now. It's not necessarily a good thing, 'cause it means I have to stand here and sneak for a lot longer, but like, it gets it closer to level 15 sooner, at which point I don't ever have to press the button again, so. It just means that right now we walk in circles a little more. You know, we get to walk in a few more circles as a treat. It's just a fun little thing to do. Oh, I'm going to not run an ad. Hello? There we go. I don't know why it didn't want to let me run an ad on Ads Manager. I just wanted to disable pre-roll, you know? Oh, gosh darn it, my SP recovered while I was distracted. We're just doing it now so we don't have to do it later. Yep, that's what it is. Yep. Doing it now so we don't have to do it later. Sometimes I wish I could just make things. I wish going around and learning how to make cool things was just what my life was. Like, if I could make, if I ever make it, like, stupid big as a YouTuber, that's the kind of shit I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna, like, get a, like, go rent out, like, a metalworking shop, hire someone to teach me, that kind of stuff. That's the kind of shit I would do with money. Is be like, I'm gonna go learn this cool skill, and document my journey of learning it. That's what you get if you give me fame. That is like what I would do for sure. That's it. Oh, you have a quest for me? I have a request. I was going to ask my dear friend, the creepy gatekeeper, who's always staring at me, but I'd rather ask you instead. I want 5 pinches of poison powder, you know, to make poison bombs. I'll give you $500 and 3 poison antidotes in exchange. Deal? Sure, man. I need 5 to... Well, never mind. Don't tell that gatekeeper what I'm up to. He'll just keep giving me strange looks. Such a suspicious one, that gatekeeper. If only he'd bestow a smile on me every now and again. Okay, we don't have the stuff in our inventory. But okay, so let's look around for green flowers. Here's one. Yeah, we just gotta keep looking around. Hello there, mailman. Even here where I was headed, I seem to have gone a bit turned around. Once I finished my rounds today, my sense of direction utterly abandons me. That's kind of sad, actually. I feel bad for him. As soon as he doesn't have a destination, he's just lost in the world. Kind of poetic when you think about it, though. Like, on the one hand, it's kind of poetic. On the other, sucks to be that guy. Can't, Here's a red bell. Still need, like, 14 more of those. 13 more of those. 12 more of those. The red bell searching is going through. Not making much progress on the green bells at the moment, but my red bell inventory is greatly increasing. Hello. What's up? I've obtained another red bell. Wahoo. Let's see, I finished your quest, right? Yeah, I did. Here's your reward. Take it, you earned it. Thanks, buddy. Mission successful. You shall henceforth be known to all as the protector of the plains. Sure. I don't really like this nickname, but I'll take it, I guess. It's better than, like, something bad, so... I've been given worse nicknames, really. Free Dandelion Puff is free Dandelion Puff. Are there a lot of people doing that? I guess that makes sense, like, you know, enough people are doing a thing, someone's bound to make typos, right? But yeah, I am playing this one because of the new one. Because I played the first couple hours of the new one. When this is so fun, I want to actually go back and finish the one before it. So that way I can fully appreciate the differences between them. You know what I mean? Like, fully appreciate any references, fully appreciate the difference between them. All that kind of stuff. Yo, don't be pulling out your weapon, game. I'm trying to open this treasure chest. I'm not about to try and fight this Snapdragon. I really don't like playing a game if I haven't played the previous games in a series. There are series where I will care less about that. Didn't I want to beat Dragon Mustard? I feel like there's a reason I want to beat up a Dragon Mustard. Let me check my quest list. I know someone wanted mustard, but did I have enough? I did not have enough at the time. Okay. Just wearing artisan armor. I don't even care. It's fine. I'm way over leveled for beating up a Dragon Mustard. Also, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't often actually end up playing every preceding game in a series before playing the next one, but it is something I aspire to. You know what I mean? Also, hello, why? I forgot that you would be all the way out here, Gustav. So you are a mercenary too. Nice to meet you. I'm the great wandering mercenary, Gustav. Sadly, Gustav cannot wander now. He has orders. You should visit Gustav often for mercenary teaching. Sure, man. To reach apprentice rank? Good work. Gustav must stay here and has no need for this. Oh, hey, something to sell. Thanks, buddy. I usually give the paladins a deep voice, but I've decided that that's not this guy. Howdy, I'm Hansel, protector of the realm. Well, not the whole realm, just this little part of it. I'm supposed to protect travelers from monster attacks, but have you seen the grassy plains? It's completely overrun with baddies. And somehow my boss expects me to patrol the mountain too. Say, how about you go defeat 10 Razorbeaks for me? I'd pay you and everything. Razorbeaks are pretty nasty creatures, kinda like feral chickens, so I think 1,000 dosh would cover it. I'm even throwing 3 SP potions, so how about it? Sure, man. I'm counting on you to defeat 10 Razorbeaks. Just watch your ankles. Those things can pack. I've at least played all the Final Fantasy games, I think. Yeah, I've at least started all of them. The one I played the least of was 5, because I only played, like, the very beginning of it. Not because I thought the game was bad. I just got distracted. I had the Game Boy Advance version of 4 and 5, right? Pretty sure that was Game Boy Advance. And I started 5 and then got distracted by playing 4 and beating 4. And I never got back to 5. But I've at least played all the Final Fantasy games. I have not beaten all of them. And, like, that's an aspirational goal for me. I'm not sure I'll ever actually accomplish. I'm just out here for flowers, and there's really not as many flowers as I was hoping in the rest of the plains. I really could have just stopped after the entrance of the plains, huh? Could have just gone home at that point and not missed out on any flowers, it looks like. Rough. Yeah. But like, when I say I don't usually finish, that kind of thing, recently, I say recently, but shortly before Dragon Quest Monsters: The Dark Prince came out, I thought to myself, you know, I haven't beaten all the Dragon Quest games. It'd be nice to like go back through and play and beat all of them, like as in one long series. I made it halfway through Dragon Quest 2, through Dragon Warrior 2. That's how far I made it. I did not make it very far on that particular excursion. Like I beat Dragon Warrior 1 and then I made it halfway through Dragon Warrior 2. For older games, if you haven't heard of retro achievements has helped me actually be so much better about finishing the games that I start. You know, sometimes I just really need that external validation of achievements to actually finish them. Gotta grind sneak. Must get sneak to level 15 so I can never hit this button again. Never ever. Can't wait to never use this. Yeah, those are Roadrunners. Razorbeaks must be in a different area. Which makes sense considering where that paladin was. But yeah, I recently replayed Dragon Warriors 1. That's what I was streaming before this. And then I streamed the very beginning of Dragon Warriors 2, because the version of Dragon Warriors 1 that I was playing, because I am a sucker for getting achievements again for a game that I've already beaten. I'll do it. You give me the opportunity to earn achievements again. I will do it. No hesitation. I was playing the Game Boy Color version to get the Dragon Warrior 1 achievements, and I was going to immediately go into Dragon Warrior 2 and get the achievements on that. But then Fantasy Life I came out, and I tried the first 2 hours of it, and I was like, yo, this game feels great to play. I'm gonna go back and finish Fantasy Life. And now we're here, and finishing Fantasy Life is a long process. As you might be able to tell from where I am and what I'm doing, I'm still in the fledgling to apprentice stage, because I don't play this game normally. By which I mean I master every craft for all of the crafting, which is so far beyond anything you need to do, and so far beyond anything the game actually expects of you. I was gonna get Castile Blooms. There's gotta be more around here somewhere. Go check the forest. Go Castile Blooms? There's mushrooms back here, but I can buy those, I'm pretty sure. Technically, I could buy Castile Blooms too eventually, I just don't have the ferry unlocked. I spent all of my bliss on getting more pet slots, which I don't necessarily regret. But I am realizing that instead of increasing my bag size, I should have focused on unlocking more shop bonuses. Gonna regret that decision for sure in the near future. But you know, sometimes that happens. Sometimes you do something and you end up regretting it. And that is fine. Oh. That's fair. I'm a little particular about it. And by that I mean I do them in order. So I do the combat lives in order. And then I do the gathering lives in order. And then I do the crafting ones in order. I'm on Taylor. So Taylor and Alchemist are the last ones I need to do the fledgling crafts for. Oh, it's you. Hey, those potions you brought me didn't seem to work. I'm still sleepy. Did you bring me something stronger? Maybe 3 superior sleep antidotes will do the trick. You can do that for me. I'll give you 1,000 dosh. Sure, man. I'm gonna try to power on through until you bring me those superior sleep antidotes. I'd just like to point out how much money I have. I'm not doing this for the 1,000 dosh. I'm doing it for the completion. Mastering every craft gets you so much money. Come on, show me sneak level 12. I know I'm about to hit it. I can feel it in my bones. Surely I'm close. I believe. I'll go in here to see the cute pets while I have 3 pets already. We have Sorbet. We have Ubechi. And we have Cookie. I will die on the hill that the Castile birds are the best birds. I'm not as set on them being the best of the other 2 kinds of pets, but I do just like this design of bird way better than the others. As a pet, I think the eagle looking one, or eagle falcon, whatever it's supposed to be, looks pretty cool, but as a pet, I prefer these. They're so cute. Just look at them. They're like big dumb idiots. Yeah. I honestly wish I could have more than 3 pets in this game, but you know. Each get 1 pet. Let me buy the mansion and then just have a metric ton of pets. Oh, that reminds me. Butterfly. How much was hitting level 20 worth? I don't remember how much bliss that's worth. How much was it worth? 200? Not bad. Still not gonna hit the next bliss level until I actually advance the plot to get a good amount of bliss all at once. But hey. Oh, right, I forgot what I was doing. I'm looking for Castile Blooms. Or not Castile Blooms, Green Bells. Because I cannot yet buy them. Oh, hi, person. What, you have a request? Great timing. I have a request for you. I want 3 sun clusters, if you don't mind, of course. You can obtain them from golems in the Iridian Desert. Why do I want them? Well, I've read about them, and I'm curious to see the real thing. I'll give you a book stack and 2,300 dosh. What do you say? Sure, it's gonna be a minute, though. Great, that's 3 sun clusters. Don't forget. Sure, man. I'm not gonna be going to the Iridian Desert for a hot minute, though, so good luck with that. Okay, there's no flowers I can take up there. No flowers I can take over here. Let's go back out to here. Go across here. No flowers. There's a bunch of herbs that I can already buy at the shops. Probably back there. It is. What is this? Energizing flower. And it's sparkly. I legitimately don't know what that one is. I don't remember encountering that, but I haven't played that much of this game. I know I've done all of the fledgling crafts before. I think the last time I played this game, I made it like through somewhere in the apprentice level. I stopped playing. Somewhere in doing all the apprentice level crafts. Ignore the plot. We don't need it. We're supposed to go check out the horse. Like that's the part of the plot we're in. Is they're introducing us to all the extra things like the pet shop, the horse shop, all that kind of stuff. And I've just been ignoring it. So is this the easiest green bell to get, really? That is not a convenient green bell. Does that need time in game to respawn though? I should check. Right as soon as I grab these red bells from down here, because I also need a bunch of those for the next craft? I don't know if it's the next one, but a craft soon I will need a bunch of red bells for. Oh wait, I still need more mustard. Come here, you dragon mustard. I still need to kill you. I should also remember to be killing bandits whenever I see them, because I also need more of those dead still. Alright, on a related note, hello bandits. He hit me from behind and did 0 damage. It's gotta be embarrassing, right? Like, imagine you get the jump on someone and you don't even successfully damage them. That's gotta be so embarrassing. If that happened to me, I think I'm leaving. That's it. I'm out. I'm never gonna be seen anywhere near that person again. Okay, so not all the red bells respawned. Which is not a great sign for the potential respawning of the green bell over here. But it could also just be that you have to get lucky with the red bell spawns. I don't know which one is true. The green bell has not respawned. So you do probably have to wait a certain amount of time for it to reappear, which is a problem. How much bliss do I need? Would it be faster to just somehow get enough bliss? Because I don't even think I have the fairy as an option, and I don't remember which one uncovers the fairy as an option. So if I click Mysterious Fairy, and I click Bliss Bonuses, list of Bliss Bonuses, that's not what I want. Which set is the fairy under? Crap, it is under hairdressing. That means I have to get hairdressing and clothes dyeing before I can get the Mysterious Fairy. Well, I want that pretty badly, actually. So I guess we'll be working on that instead of other things for a while. And in the meantime, I'm just gonna go collect the flowers myself, because I'm not about to be able to get enough bliss for 2 bliss bonuses anytime soon. Because even if I go over here to somewhere that I can sell my items and sell all the stuff I've been making, okay, sell all the extra artisan hats. God, this is the most annoying thing about making things. Sell all the Castell shirts. This is my life now. Clicking sell on Castell shirts. Sell the Castell blouses. Because I think the next Bliss bonus is either going to be 500,000 or 1,000,000 Dosh. I don't know which one it is, because I haven't bothered looking up what all the bonuses are, but it's definitely one of those. And either way, that's a lot more Dosh than I've had in my inventory thus far. So I'm probably somewhere around 250,000 to 300,000, somewhere in that range. Is how much I've had in my inventory at this point, probably. I'm gonna keep one copy of the Highland Top because I haven't actually tried it on yet to see what it looks like. And I may actually like it, I don't know. I should actually just try all of them on. Come to think of it, I should just do that. There's no other hats to try on, but there is the Highland Top. Ooh, I do actually kind of like it. It's not terrible. I'll keep a copy of that. What about the Castile slacks? They're okay, but I don't feel the need to keep one. You know, it's okay, but not okay enough that I need to keep a copy. The kilts, same boat. I don't need to keep a copy of that. It's okay, but I do not need to be maintaining one. And I don't have any other gloves to try on. I just have the low top shoes to try on, and I've worn those before, so I do not care. Okay. Back to selling. Now that I have confirmed the fashion, I can now sell. So the Highland Top was the only thing I needed to save a copy of. Everything else I can just sell. Get out of here, all of you stupid slacks. And then I'll never know how the skirt looks because I can't equip it. Silly gender norms. In fantasy life, your character is too trapped in gender norms to try on a skirt. Although really the kilt is the skirt probably just looks like the kilt without the pattern. Like, given the art style, that is probably just what it looks like. It's just that without the belt and the pattern. You know, it probably is just as simple as that. I do kind of want to see the sunshine skirt though, because it looks kind of fun. Let the guys have the fun clothes too. Why don't I have a sunshine skirt equivalent with a cool design on it? Ignore the fact that the kilt is supposed to be the equivalent, because I'm ignoring that fact. But that's because the kilt is not fun enough. Like, it's cool because kilts are cool, but it's not as fun as a sunshine skirt. You know, it doesn't have the same level of whimsy. Because it's just an actual thing that is like normal wear in some cultures. You know what I mean? It doesn't have a fun design on it. It's just a kilt, which doesn't make it bad, but does make it worse than clothing with an actual fun design on it. It's kind of, it'd be kind of like saying, sure, you don't get a shirt with a fun pattern on it, but you get what's the word I'm looking for? You get a flannel. Like, yeah, flannels have a pattern on them, but it's not the same. It's not the same as getting a fun shape like sunshine or something like that. Just kind of there. Once again, I spend way too much time leveling Sneak. But once it's level 15, I never have to do this again. Or I would never start another character that is a woman just to know what all the other clothes look like. I would never play this entire game again just for that. Surely not. I would never. I'm gonna end up doing that, aren't I? I have a sinking suspicion I'm gonna end up doing that. The worst part is I probably won't even regret it. I'll probably have fun. Because I do in fact like this game. Now the question is, will I be able to stop myself from maxing everything on a second character? Because in order to try on the clothes, I don't need to do that, right? Like, I could skip that entirely. Right? Like, I could skip all the maxing of things, just do enough of the plot, and be a tailor with a dagger. And it'd be good enough. That I could do that. That is totally an option. But yet I have a sinking suspicion that character will get maxed on everything too. I have a sinking suspicion that I in fact won't be able to stop myself from doing everything. Because when have I ever been able to stop myself from doing the most insane thing I could do grinding wise? I'm like a challenge VTuber, except instead of challenges, I'm just out here going, but what if I did something that would cause me to have to grind an insane amount? One day I'll do an actual challenge run again, though. I have done those before. I think they're fun sometimes. Anyway, it's probably been long enough. I can go collect another Castile or another green bell. There we go. Now we'll pop back over here to collect some red bells. Because I need like 10 more of them or something still. I need 20 total red bells. I do not know how many I have, but it's something around 10 at this point. Have any of the red bells decided to exist? Yeah, there's one. Any other red bells in existence? Yeah, there's 2. Okay, so it does look like the red bells are a little more random in where they appear. Unlike the green bell, which looks like it has a pretty consistent spawn point. The red bells are somewhat consistent. It looks like they only appear in this like central plain area. But I bet more appear on the west plains. I just have to survive one scene to see it. I should probably go do that, actually. Because that sounds like a place that would have more flowers. But on the other hand, I don't actually have a point for on the other hand in this case. Screw you, I'm grabbing that big egg and you can't stop me, bees. I already did it. Go bandits, get over here. Time to die. Me just not even caring at all as I fight the bandits. Not careful in the least. Just swinging. Not a single care about like fighting intelligently. Just my stats are higher than yours. I swing my weapon. What are you gonna do about it, bandits? You know, it must really suck to be them, because it's not like they got beat by like a paladin or something like that. Someone clearly dressed in the garb of a crafter just walked up, beat all of them with a dagger, tied up their boss, and left. With their boss in tow. That's gotta be a hit to their pride, right? Like, that'd be a hit to my pride for sure. Like, if I'm out here thinking I'm so tough and that happens, I'm not a bandit anymore. If I survive. No, I don't know what I am, but I'm not a bandit. I'm not anything that requires me to fight anymore after that experience. After that experience, I've retired from anything that even looks remotely like fighting. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing anything that requires any kind of combat, because clearly I am not good enough. How am I not sneak 12? Oh, I am sneak 12. I somehow missed when it hit sneak 12. Don't know how I missed that, but I'm halfway to sneak 13, so gonna get to sneak 13, then 14, then 15, and then it'll be done. Never sneak again. Because why would I ever want to actually use sneak? I hate how useless sneak is, but I can't stop myself from leveling it. I want to. I want to level it so bad. Despite it being, like, virtually useless, because you can outrun all the enemies. It's like, I'm never in a situation where I am not willing to just scrap with the enemy. And when I am, I can just run past them. You know? I'm never in a situation where I'm like, yes, I need to sneak and slow down to get past these enemies. Or to get the jump on them. I just swing. What is the point of this skill? I'm just out here swinging on them. No hesitation. Whoops. I was itching my upper lip and I released the button. Release the Kraken. Release the Kraken. That's not the tune. I'll have to listen to that song again. I cannot remember it. Hit that sleep button. Now it'll be daytime and all the flowers should respawn? Theoretically. That sorbet ones. Betty Betchy ones. That cookie ones. I see how it is, Cookie. Cookie was the only one whose friendship didn't rise. Rude. We continue level and sneak. No one can perceive me. I'm entirely invisible. I'm so invisible, even the butterfly doesn't know where I am. The butterfly is just floating at my collar, going, why am I still moving? Where did Mar go? That is, what's happening right now. Yo, there's 2 here? I think I'm done. I think that's all the green bells that I need. Yep. I still need 8 more red bells, though. So I will go and collect some red bells, and then go craft, and then run back out to collect some red bells, and then go craft, and continue on in that general pattern. That was not a white butterfly. I think our character's colorblind. You know? They're like, white butterfly, and it's like, that butterfly is red. I don't even know what kind of colorblind you can be to make that mistake. Certainly not a colorblind I'm aware of, but here we are. Okay, we need 6 more red bells. Because we did need 8. Go dragon mustard. Pretty sure I still need 1 more mustard. Bummer, didn't get it. Five more red bells. We're almost there on the red bells too, so that's nice. That is all of them though. Go bandits, you down here right now? Wanna go to jail? They don't. I'm pretty sure I only need to kill 2 more bandits though, so I'm going to locate them real quick. And send them to the afterlife real fast. You know, for the peace of the city or something. Something like that, I'm sure. For the peace of the city, and definitely not just for completion. I swear. Oh, there they are. I just got crit. Rude. Yo, dagger skill increased to 4? Nice. Is that not all the bandits I needed? Did I already get all the bandits I needed? Well, I did at some point. I thought it appeared at the top when you did it, but maybe I just didn't notice it. I am kind of, like, distracted at the moment. Not because I'm actually distracted, but just because my brain's in that kind of state. You know what I mean? I'm not all there. I'm only partially there. Okay, if I leave and then come right back, do any of those red bells respawn? Because I need 5 more. And if any of them respawn, then I will just do that over and over again real quick. Until I have all the red bells I need. Looks like a no. Okay. I'll Google red bells then, just to double check that they're only sold at the ferry. But I'm pretty sure that's correct. I already confirmed it for green bells, but I'm pretty sure it's also true of red bells. Really wish I could sneak and dash with a bounty in tow. It'd be nice. It'd be nice if I could do that. Here you go. Yo, got another sack of silver. Not that I need the money, but you know, it's the thought that counts from King Eric. Okay, yeah, I do in fact not have enough mustard. Hey, you want to know more about bugs? I know loads about them. If you catch me a rhino beetle, I'll tell you more. I'll give you $200 and a rainbow apple. I found it the other day. Really? You'll bring me a rhino beetle? I wonder if you can really catch one. I don't know where those are. Probably in the Western Plains or the forest or something. But anyway, we beat up the bandits, got a life cure, and 2,000 dosh. Ba-da-da-da-dum. Oh, sorry about that. I was just thinking that you're pretty cool, that's all. Well, thank you. Why, thank you. I think you're not bad yourself, Prospero. In fact, you seem like you'd be naturally prosperous. This hold is the base of our operations. From here, we can survey and protect all of our area. Anytime you step outside these doors, be sure to keep your wits about you. It's important to keep them about you while you're still in here, too. What do you have to say to me, Mustang? Very impressive, Cadet. You have recognized the importance of checking in with your master. As a reward, please accept this small offering and use it wisely. Gained a life gear. Cool. Let's chat, sir. Hey, old recruit. I take it you've had time to make the acquaintance of some of your fellow soldiers? Splendid. However, there's one more individual whom it would be wise to meet. He resides in a cabin on Mount Snow Peak and has many fascinating tales to tell. If you seek him out, be sure to mention you have mastered the lightning strike technique, and do be respectful. After all, he invented that technique. Cool. I knew you could do it, Mar. That would make you an apprentice now, right? It means you can go about mastering crafts one by one. What's that mean? Well, it means you craft an item enough times, so you'll eventually be able to craft that item automatically. Granted, you won't be able to make any quality items that way, but sure makes life easier. Just thinking about the old days of the forge really takes me back. I'm sure it does, buddy. I'm sure it does. Go, they're sneaking level 13. Just 2 more levels and we're done. We're free. Free from spending all of our SP on sneaking. Forever. We can go back to spending our SP on dash, which at least gets us places faster. You know, it speeds us up instead of actively hindering us, which is a really nice upgrade. Okay, now we're gonna do some laps around the tailoring bench, you know. Get a workout in, stretch these muscles out before we start on our next set of crafts. You know, really gotta get that sneaking exercise in. I just realized I missed a pun there. I could have said really gotta sneak that exercise in. You know, like that should have been what I led with. Unfortunately, I didn't think of it fast enough. It takes so long to empty our SP bar with sneaking. Now. So long. I might stop bothering to actually empty our SP bar and just largely sneak whenever we have to walk somewhere. Because I think at this point we have enough SP that we probably could just do that, right? I think it is most likely an option at this point to simply do that. That can just be how we exist. Okay, time to make the Highland Barrette. There's 1 out of 10 made. Just 9 more. Easy game, easy life. When you're a tailor, you'll face no strife. Except when you go out to get flowers to make more things. Then you have to stab a bunch of bandits while you're out, just because. It makes the whole place safer. Stab a bandit today. Dun, 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 dun. I just want to reiterate for everyone that I really don't know when I'm humming along to games and stuff. That is completely automatic. Develop that habit as a child, I will do it, and I will not realize I'm doing it until later. Like, half the time, at least half the time I start doing it, I don't even notice that I've started doing that. Taylor is taking so long compared to the others, but we've also done a lot of not Taylor things during it. Oh yeah, I'm definitely not the only one. I'm just reiterating that it's not like a purposeful thing. It's I hear catchy song and my brain is like, time to hum along. Also, hey, that rhymed just in time. Yeah. One day I'm gonna hunt down all of the games by level 5 that I haven't yet played and play them. Honestly, the only reason I haven't done that already is because it'd feel weird if the Professor Layton games were the only games of level 5 that I hadn't played, but I'm not into that kind of genre of game, right? But on the other hand, if I've already done the rest of their games, and it's not like I think the Professor Layton games are bad games. I think if you like the genre, they're probably great. Like, I trust Level 5 made good games, and I've heard good things about them. I just don't like the aesthetic or the game style. But on the other hand, I think it'd be nice to be able to say I've played every game that Level 5 has made. And I'm not that far away either. Like, I have in fact played the vast majority of Level 5 games. If you exclude the Phoenix Wright, or not Phoenix Wright, the Professor Layton series. Wrong name. Yeah, if you exclude the Professor Layton series, I've played the majority of their games. I think the only, like, big games of theirs that I'm aware of that I haven't played are Rogue Galaxy and Ni no Kuni 2. Because I never finished Ni no Kuni 1. So I haven't gotten around to Ni no Kuni 2 yet. And those are, like, it. Yeah, I have a copy of Rogue's Galaxy on the PlayStation Store. I forget whether, I think it's for PS4, PS5 is the copy I have of it. And like, I keep meaning to play it, but every time I think about it, I'm just reminded that it's not Dark Cloud 3, and that makes me sad. Let's see, Red Bell Fantasy Life. Can I get this anywhere other than the Mysterious Fairy? Nope, not to buy anyway. Just have to find them. Just have to find Red Bells or get it. Oh, you have a hard copy? Nice. That came out before I like, oh, I can interact with it. Go, powered by a water wheel? Nice. Anyway, so that game came out before I was like really aware and following developers. The point I really like became aware of and following developers was around when Ni no Kuni came out. Because I saw that it was by Level 5 Games, and I went, what else? I know that. I know that game company. I've seen that logo. what other games did they make? And then I'm like, oh, they made Dark Cloud and Dark Cloud 2, some of my favorite games, and my favorite Dragon Quest game. I see. So from then on, I tried to pay a little more attention to what developers made what. I'm not sure I was entirely successful in my endeavor to pay more attention, though, considering that it wasn't until, like, last year, when the most recent Armored Core game came out, that I realized that that was FromSoft. I've played Armored Core games. I did not know that was FromSoft. That shows how much attention I pay to the title cards and things like that that go up before a game, right? Like that information gets deleted from my brain like seconds after it shows on the screen. Like I just completely forget. Yeah, I just completely, entirely, wholeheartedly forget that information. Grab 2 more green bells just because I can. It'll save me money later. Not that I imagine that it'll be all that expensive compared to the amount of money I have. Four left. 3 left. Two left. Okay, let's go to map. Go home. Sleep to force respawn the next set of red bells. Then I need a bunch more dandelion cotton too. Got a level sneak. I'm addicted to level grinding sneak. How far away are we? We're halfway through level 13 already. We're getting there. How much time have I spent leveling sneak this stream, do you think? I feel like overall it's been at least 5 minutes of just straight me walking around while sneaking. One day I really need to do some research into the Kingdom Hearts speedrunning scene. Not because I want to speedrun anything myself. No. No. Because I want to beat that game without casting a spell. And beating that game without casting a spell in combat is annoying, but not that hard. You know, like, you just don't get hit, scrub. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't get hit, you're fine. Just, you, as long as you can keep the amount of times you need to heal to the amount of item slots you have, and so long as you can rely on Donald to heal you, you'll be fine. Donald would never fail to heal you in a Kingdom Hearts game, after all. That just wouldn't happen. But there's only like, I think there's only like 1 or 2 points that you have to cast magic in that game. And And so it feels really doable to never cast a spell if you can just... The big one is is Merlin's Door. You have to cast fire on it to get through. So that's the one I want to, that's the reason I want to look into the speedrunning scene. Because if anyone knows a way, has discovered a random way to phase through, to like break out of bounds or something, it's going to be the speedrunners, right? Like they're the people who know that kind of thing usually. And so I really want to look and see if you can. Yes, Rooftop Kitty, what do you want? I have a little request for you. I want 3 Elderwood trout. That should be just enough to fill my furry belly. I hear that apprentice anglers can catch them if they go fish in the Elderwood. Trout should really hit the spot. I've been too busy napping to hunt lately. In return, I'll give you a sparkly butterfly. But if I can't manage to catch her in time, I'll just give you 3 scarab beetles and 200 dosh instead. That's 3 Elderwood trout. That's what Kitty wants. I do think it's really funny that this Rooftop Kitty just keeps talking about catching our butterfly friend. You got a new quest for me? Okay, no you don't. Okay. Buy a bunch of dandelion puffs. There we go. I could buy the completed dandelion cotton, but then I don't get the fun of actually using auto for the first time in this entire run. Choose a pattern. Pattern selected. Choose a quantity. Quantity confirmed. Begin. Watching auto mode's always kind of funny. Make item again. You're not done yet. Oh, I have to enable auto mode every time? Ugh, I forgot that. That's obnoxious. Ew. That should be something I toggle before, I can toggle before opening the craft. Oh wait, actually, I'm doing this one myself because it's just mash A. I can do that. Got 5 scissors in a row. Can't let the AI get take advantage of that one. Gotta do it myself. Yeah, you go game. You've got that. Bum, 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 bum. Can't wait to finish with the the crafting for a bit, so I can go do the other stuff. There's just so much more crafting to do than there is anything else to do in this game. Like, the lists are not at all comparable. At least early game. I can't speak to late game in this yet, but like, at this point in the game, there's so much more crafting to do than anything else. Almost done crafting more dandelion cotton. There we go. That's it. That's the only time we've had to use auto during any of this. Technically, I didn't have to, but it's the only time we have used auto during any of this, and we probably won't be using it again on Alchemist. I don't think there's any pre-craft that you have to make in that kind of bulk for Alchemist. Okay, that should be enough to make everything back to Highland Loafers. We have 4 more crafts to do, and then we're done with Taylor. And at that point, I'll have been streaming for more than 3 hours, and that'll probably be it for today. I am supposed to hang out with a friend this evening, so I will probably go do that. But still have 4 more crafts, so you know. In other words, it'll still be another 15 minutes at least, maybe 20. Crafting is not fast after all. Faster than some games for sure, but still not fast. I have to say, I actually really do like the idea of mastering specific crafts. I just in general, I like the idea of my character having like mastery about what they're doing. I think if you're not gonna have like a super intricate system where I get the mastery, then there should be systems where the character is getting mastery. Like it's one of those weird things where I'm like, Fantasy Life is probably one of my favorite, it's my favorite lightweight crafting system for sure. And it still manages to be one of my favorite crafting systems. But I feel like that says a lot more about there not being very many good crafting systems than that I think it's an actually good crafting system. You know what I mean? I think this is a good lightweight approximation of crafting. So I think it works really well for that, right? Like, I think it works amazingly well for a lightweight approximation for crafting. I don't think it works all that well for, like, anything else. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm expressing myself very well on that one. It works great as, like, a silly minigame that replaces crafting. Right? That's what I mean by lightweight system. Is like having it be a silly minigame rather than this complex thing or trying to make it a more accurate representation of what crafting is in real life. But the reason I call it one of the best crafting systems I've played is because so few games have actually good crafting systems. A lot of games have good, like, gathering systems where you go gather materials, but usually the crafting bit is like, I put it in the right thing and it crafts it, or something like that, right? Sometimes you'll get games that have good, like, industrial management as part of the game. You know, like having to move things along from one part of the process to another, But generally speaking, crafting works a lot more in most games like a factory floor than it does like manually by hand making things. Like there's just not very many games that actually even try to do that, and there's even less that do it well, right? To the point that I'm not aware of one. I've never played a game that tried to emulate the reality of crafting something by hand and actually delivered on that experience, right? And it would be really nice to play a game that actually had a good crafting system. Actually, that's not true. I have played one good game that's focused on the actual process of it. I gotta hand it to the entire Cooking Mama series. They are trying to at least approximate in a cartoonish way what cooking is actually like. And while they're not my type of games, I'm gonna have to give like them a passing grade for being good games, right? Like, they're not my thing, but clearly they work for a lot of people. But I would love to actually play a game that has a good amount of depth to a crafting system and that really actually tries to go there, right? And there's just not very many games that even make the attempt. Yo, this was a high level craft? I didn't even notice. Wasn't even paying attention. I was just out here monologuing. Completely on autopilot. But yeah, I would love to play a game that actually really went hard on the crafting system. Because that's so rare. And I do want to make a really big distinction there between a game that goes hard on the gathering system and one that goes hard on the crafting system. I've played games where they're like, you know, you have to go and gather all of these exotic materials, and that's fun, don't get me wrong. I love Terraria deep down in my soul. You know, I do in fact yearn for the mines and have since I was a youth. But like I also yearn to actually play a game that has crafting that isn't I hit button and the craft came out. And that is actually interesting to do. Which I have to specify, because Lord knows that crafting in Final Fantasy XIV is not I hit button and the craft came out. But it is a rotation-based system like the rest of their stuff, and it's more about you do it so that way it's perfect. You just set up a macro, and then it becomes I push button to push all that pushes all these other complicated buttons, because the answer is correct. Because the crafting itself is not super interesting or anything like that. There's not variation based on what I'm crafting, right? Like even every crafter is fundamentally the same. You know, like there's just not variation there. And so I'd really like a game that just went all in on on being a crafting game and really leaning into crafting rather than obtaining materials. Because so many games that are like, I'm a crafting game, are really about getting materials. Right? Like that is fundamentally what those games are about. A good example of this is the Atelier games. Their whole thing is alchemy. But in all of the Atelier games, it's way more about the materials than about how good you are at the alchemy minigame itself. in none of them that I've played, and I haven't played all of them, but I've played a lot of them, because my mom really likes the series. But so I've played a lot of the Atelier games, and in none of them has the crafting system gone beyond, I just need to understand where to put these rockin' materials I've been acquiring. You know, like, it's all about, I went and acquired these really cool materials, and I'm gonna turn them into something great. And it'd be just kind of nice to play a game where the crafting system wasn't just that. And I get why they are like that, because that lets you introduce combat and a lot of other things to the game, and it can be really hard to make an interesting crafting system. Like, I think the first time we'll probably see, and this may already exist, I don't know, I don't play VR games, but the first time we'll probably see a really good crafting game, it's gonna be a VR game, right? Like, because that removes so many of the limitations of why really good crafting games aren't made. Because it's just really hard to make a good analog for a crafting game with a controller. It's just hard, right? Like, it's really hard to do. And that's why this, as silly as these little mini games are, is like one of the best attempts I've seen, because it's fun, exciting, it's very cartoonish, and it feels good to do 100 times in a row, which is like kind of important in any kind of crafting game, because that's the whole game, right? And it is like half of this game, right? Is the crafting lives. Now we just have to make furniture. That was the last thing in the other category. Time to make some curtains. But like, yeah, it's one of those things where it could be a lot better than it is in the industry right now, but I understand the difficulty that they're facing. I'm just hoping that someone figures out how to fix it, right? But I get that, like, it's hard conceptually. Like, it's a really hard thing to fix conceptually. Because, like, how do you fix that? How do you make a interesting and good crafting system from a controller that feels like it's any kind of reflection of what, like, actual blacksmithing is, or what actual woodworking is? Like, that's hard. Like, it's really hard, and it's gonna be it's gonna continue to be really hard until someone makes a VR game about it, you know? That's like the only thing that's really gonna fix that. But like, at the same time, I understand why they're not like, I understand that there's also just not that big of a push for that. As far as, like, I think the first game that actually does that well will sell really great. I'm not sure about any subsequent games. I don't know how good of a market it'll be to make a really good crafting. Because if it's any kind of reflection of real-world crafting, it's gonna be slow and methodical and really interesting to do for certain personality types, but like, it's not gonna be fast or flashy, right? But I do just kind of hope that we get it one day anyway. You know? Go fabric tailoring, level up, increase to 2. Easy. Yeah. I think that's all I had on that train of thought. So I need to think of something else to talk about for another couple of crafts. Wasn't looking at the screen. But I'm trying to think if there's any other, like, major game types that I wish existed that don't. Like, I'm a sucker for games that are like Fantasy Life, where you can, like, where you can and should do all of the different things, and it's actually, like, a good thing to do, and you get benefits for doing it. I'm a big fan of that kind of stuff. It makes me happy. It's one of the big reasons why Final Fantasy XIV will always be my favorite MMO. But I can't really say that, like my ideal game of that type doesn't exist. But I can't say that that game doesn't exist, right? Like, what I would really want is, if you go and watch, like, the opening for Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers, the way that, like, the hero, the Warrior of Light swaps jobs mid-combat during that, that's what I want out of life. That's what I want a game to be. This is why I was, despite all the controversial feelings that lots of people had towards that game, I loved Lightning Returns. Combat-wise, because I got to, like, on the fly swap between different things, and it made me happy to do that, right? Like, I was a big fan of doing that on the fly. 10 out of 10 would play that game again. Will probably play that game again eventually. Because I did not platinum it the first time around. Like, I'm a big fan of that one. Really enjoyed myself playing it. And that was a big part of the reason why, was the amount of freedom to be able to do very different things during combat. And I just wish more games had that. Like, this is why this is, like, one of the big reasons why Elden Ring and Dark Souls 3 are, like, my preferred Dark Souls games, and it's really hard for me to go back and play the others, because they're the ones that favor doing an even stat build and being able to do anything the most, right? A lot of other games don't really favor that style of play, and a lot of them punish it in a lot of ways, right? Whereas, like, both Elden Ring and Dark Souls 3, it felt a lot better to do. Which I didn't realize going through Dark Souls 3, or not Elden Ring at first. Because a lot of things felt super tanky in Elden Ring, and I thought it was because I was an even stat build, and I played that game on a normal build, and I went, oh no, that's just the back third of this game. Enemy health sure did just keep increasing, whereas my damage output really didn't, because my weapons were already maxed, and so was my damage stat. Like, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I really want more games where I can do everything with one character, and you know, I want games where I make narrative choices, but not mechanical ones that are permanent. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have to replay the whole game to try out a different playstyle. And I don't want to have to do something like reset my entire stat line to do it either, because then then that's a whole production, right? Whereas if I could just have even stats the whole time, then I can just pull out the best playstyle for the situation, and that makes me so much happier. That is my high life, right? That is the way I prefer to play any video game, is by changing my playstyle to fit the situation. But I can only do that if switching playstyles is like something you can do on the fly, right? And in so many games, it's just not, right? In so many games, it's like, no, you have to pick a playstyle. I'm like, I don't want to do that. Which isn't to say that those games are bad. They're just not my favorite kind of game, right? Because there are like good things to be said about doing that, because it means that you have to it means that different bosses will be challenging to different levels based on what playstyle you're using. And while switching can be a satisfying way to do that, learning to overcome something that counters your playstyle is also a very satisfying thing a lot of the time. So I'm not necessarily saying that those games are bad, just that there's a lot of them. And I sure wish there were more games of the type where you could learn how to do everything. I find that the games with characters where you can learn, where the main character can learn how to do everything, or is omni-talented or whatever, they're turn-based. They're JRPGs. They're not games where you actually interact with the battle system, and where those things actually have like an actual like consequence. I'm gonna go buy 17 more dandelion cotton, so that way I can finish the tailor crafts. Dun 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 dun. Oh, give me 17 dandelion cotton, please. Thank you. Okay, now I can go finish the last craft. And then we will have finished Tailor, and next time we will just have Alchemist, and then we'll do the next section of story, probably. And then after we do the next section of story, we'll do all the apprentice level stuff. Although I'm not sure how much time I'll actually have to play next week. You know, because this week was my birthday week, I had some days off, so I had more free time to play. But next week I'll be, you know, back to working. Thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, my birthday was Tuesday. So I spent more time playing the video games this week. And then next week, I don't know when I'll be streaming. I have a stream I do on Sundays mornings with my friends. Starting around 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But that's a different thing. That will not be Fantasy Life. Right now we're playing Enshrouded. Basically, I have a group of friends and we play any variation of 4 people get together to save the world. You know, like, we played Enshrouded, we've done a run-through of Terraria, Valheim, V Rising, Overcooked. One day we'll do Overcooked too. And what else have we done? We did Tales of Graces One day we'll get to some of the other Tales games too. We'll probably do Baldur's Gate 3 at some point, but they're telling me that I should actually play it for myself first before we do that. Oh, we did Divinity Original Sin 2. They're telling me I should actually do a playthrough on my own first, and then we'll do a group playthrough. Which I think is actually fair, because during the Divinity Original Sin 2 playthrough, that was my first playthrough, and like, it was kind of hard to follow what was going on while also keeping track of the nonsense that my friends were doing, right? It was hard to do both. Which, at the end of the day, just meant that I was less tuned into the story of Divinity Original Sin 2, because, yeah, I made my choice about which one I was going to be present for, and I was present for the shenanigans. And therefore I was skimming the story. Which means I still got, like, the important beats, just, like, probably didn't have the same, impact or feelings about it as I would have if I'd played it on my own first. So I probably won't stream that playthrough. That'll probably be I just play it kind of experience. But I will stream the playing it with my friends part. But yeah, that, for the record, that Sunday stream is the only consistent stream I have. The rest of my streams are when I feel like it, have time and energy, right? That's when the rest of them happen. It's a pretty strict if I felt like it type vibe. Heck yeah. One more simple carpet, and then we will have done it. And we just have to manage the inventory. Because I've been crafting so many things that I now have to sell. How many crafts did I just do? Felt like a lot more than it was for the other one. Yeah, 21. That is more. Okay, hello, Madam Pearl. Report. It looks like you've been busy. Let me take a gander at your work. Apprentice Tailor acquired. We are now slightly smarter and more dexterous. Heck yeah. Congratulations, Apprentice Tailor. You're not quite a household name yet, but I can tell you're going to be big in the fashion world. You say so, Madam Pearl. It's funny. Once you've made an item a few times, you'll find you know the pattern by heart. That's definitely the key to memorizing things. Repetition. Once you've memorized a pattern, you can make the item in batches. Of course, it's not like you're going to level up very quickly if you just make batch items, but it's a real lifesaver if you're in a rush. Which doesn't have another question mark above her head. Hello, Spool. You know what I like to do? Make shoes! Spoolie made a joke. Spoolie loves to make jokes and shoes. Here, take this. Now you can make beautiful shoes, just like Spoolie. Thanks, Spoolie. I appreciate it, I guess. Okay, now we just go over here and sell all of our junk. I don't need to look at the Highland Barret to know I don't like it. I'm just not a fan of this pattern in green. I much prefer that kind of pattern to be in other colors. Like, put that kind of pattern in red or blue and I'm down. You know what? I will try the loafers on. Just to find out. Are they any good? How do they look? They're okay. Nothing special about them, though. And so we sell them. Do not need to save any. Just need to sell. Delete them from this earth. There we go. Now, it just gives you a lot of defense. What equipment slot does that take? Is that an accessory? Yeah, it's an accessory. I vastly prefer having the stat boost. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Get rid of all them caves. No capes. Capes are not allowed. They are banned in 47 continents across multiple versions of planet Earth. Capes are truly not allowed. Our dosh continues to rise in to a rather ridiculous amount at this point. I wonder how much it costs to get the next house. We probably have enough at this point, right? Like, seems likely. I think the real question I should be asking is how much does it cost to get the mansion? That's what I should actually be saving up for. Okay, I've sold all my junk. Now we go back to the room, pet the pets. Hello. What's up? Okay, I don't have the smoker voice in me today. Oh, jeez. What's up, Mar? Glad to see you today. I've got a gift for you. Yeah, I went on a little material gathering expedition, came back fully stocked. As a matter of fact, I managed to bring home a little extra for you and Taylor. No need to pay me for it. Your dosh is no good here. Think of it as a token of my appreciation. Just promise me you'll make something nice with it. Obtain silk ×3. I usually do a smoker voice for Zibby because I thought it was funny the first time I ran into her. My throat does not like me doing that voice, and I did not realize how many lines she has. Pet sorbet twice. 1, 2. Then pet ubachi twice. 1, 2. Then pet cookie twice. 1, 2. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching. See you next time. I'll definitely be streaming tomorrow with my friends. In like just around 12 hours. A little more than that, but not by much. Bye-bye.